up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Gen Podcast. If you're viewing this right now, man, I appreciate you. It's been a fucking grind. This is the first time I've been in the studio for about 2, 3 weeks. So, man, shout out to the guests pulling up. I know you took some time took some time to get here, but nonetheless, man, it's like I said, it's been a grind. We're slowly starting to get back into the actual podcast, man. Man, this 9 to 5 job's been taking my fucking time. I mean, family, girls, well, not girls. My fucking girl's about to get mad at me, bro. I mean, girl, girl. She's probably not even gonna watch this. But I just quick update, man. I recently bought another camera.
Nice.
I'm not too sure if most people know, but I don't think I've said it on here. But my camera recently broke. Screen's fucked up, so I went ahead and bought another one. So that should be here, shit, sometime next week. Um, Planning on buying another one just because fuck it, more views the better, I guess. This is probably gonna be one of either the last one or once the last one in this actual podcast in this actual studio, just because me and Jay are planning on moving to another one. We haven't quite picked out where we're gonna go yet. There's a couple of places, but man, yeah, it's been a grind. Shout out to this guest, Banco. What's up, man? What are you doing,
What's
man?
good, bro? Chilling. Just stretched, got out the car.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming down, man.
Oh, for sure.
We were I think we were supposed to do this a couple months ago, but
Yeah.
it's definitely schedules conflicts. Like I was saying, man, the 9 to 5 job, shit, man, I'm at work damn near fucking every single day, 9 to fucking 7, and it's just terrible sometimes.
Yeah.
So only days off I have, man, are just like today, Wednesdays and Sundays. But Sundays, obviously it's a chill day, man.
Yeah,
I ain't
nah, for
trying to do
sure.
I ain't
Yeah.
trying to do shit.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's like if I do a podcast on Wednesday, Sunday is probably the chill, and then edit because I do everything pretty much myself. Well, except the audio. That's the boy Kuda.
Word.
Yeah, he edits the audio because that's a different story, man. But
Yeah.
I think I took time to actually learn the video shit, and then he just takes care of the audio, and then it's just smooth selling. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, man, shit, you're from New Braunfels, right?
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
I want to ask you first, and maybe we can just piggyback off what we were fucking talking about before we went live. Is it weird coming from New Braunfels and there's like not a music scene from there? Because I feel like
Oh
you're probably
man.
only the only one that's doing it. Maybe I'm not trying to call out anybody, but maybe there's other people doing it that I personally just don't know about. But
Nah, it's just me. It's
yeah,
just me.
yeah,
It's me and my brother, Baby Rock. Baby Rock Bezel. He owns Baby Rock Studios off of 35 in New Braunfels. Um, he's Karma 500.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
He's his manager. So like he's the one that like hosts all his studio time. Like he's like his
yeah.
like that's his home studio. That's Karma's home studio. But yeah, it's just me and Bezel, man. Me and Bezzy. We're the only two that are like and let this be a call out because I wish y'all would start making more music in your brothels. So
Yeah, yeah.
if you want to take it offensively, please, so y'all can start working, man, because I need people to work with. But yeah. Right now it's just me and Bez, man. My homie Matthew is from New Braunfels, but he's pumping music out of Austin. I don't really know if he's claiming New Braunfels or not,
Yeah, yeah.
but he's cold as fuck too. And I think he's more so on the Austin side just because he's been up there for years now. But him too. I would say it's just me and Bezzy
Yep.
and my homie Matthew Jordan. But yeah, born and raised, bro. There's
Girl, man, it's just crazy because I mean you don't really hear nothing about New Braunfels. It's just like going towards Austin, basically.
Yeah.
Like that's what not a lot of people. I mean, there's Bucky's. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, we got, man. Actually, to go back onto the music scene, sometimes I say this as a joke, but we have Randy Rogers and a couple other country groups. And shout out Randy Rogers, man. But
he stays up there.
yeah,
Didn't know that.
yeah, and he's always like downtown at the bars and shit. Like when he's not touring or whatever. Like
Oh shit!
yeah, my mom, like people catch him at HEB all the time. Like he's a cool person. He's a cool dude.
So he's just out living.
Yeah. So he's from New Braunfels. I mean, we don't got no rap or like hip hop music coming out of there, but there's a lot of like folk singers that blow up out of New Braunfels. Like there's a lot of like country music that like pops out of New Braunfels. So it's cool being like me and Bezzy being the only two like hip hop artists like coming out of there.
That's what I was just gonna say because I mean you don't really have that hip hop rap scene. So I mean, what cities were you? Who you like? who were you looking up? I guess influences like kind of getting into the music because I mean, there's no one from this. I guess the
Yeah,
city.
there's no one from New Braunfels, but I don't really think there was. Shout out King Kali and like the other groups here in San Antonio, but like my cousins were the ones that put me onto like hip hop. Like everybody in my family, I was talking about this with my friend the other day, but like everyone in my family individually put me onto different types of music. And my two older cousins were the ones that put me onto hip hop. And they just put me on the old like Houston shit all the time, like when I was young. So like
Yeah, yeah,
I was on like SPM, Zero, Fat Pat, Big Mo, all that shit. You know, like before I even understood like the importance of it and like the like what it really meant to be from Texas and be like associated with hip hop, like I was listening to it. As I got older, I started to appreciate it a lot more. Like, damn, that's only
yeah,
like 200 miles away. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So like, as I got older, I started to appreciate it more. But like, that's definitely what I was like listening to be like involved with hip hop. But I was exposed to like a lot of music when I was young, so I've just always been in love with it. Like,
Yeah. You mentioned the like Texas, I guess fucking culture.
mhm.
Man, when I was younger, I was I guess chopped and screwed was like the biggest shit. And
Yeah,
I didn't really understand. I mean, obviously I knew it was just slower, maybe pitch down, whatever.
yeah,
Um, but I didn't really understand the importance of it. Like it was I didn't realize it was just a Texas thing. Like
yeah,
most people out of state just didn't know this was from Texas.
yeah.
Um and then now music, when I do hear it like chopped, I'm like, fuck, this is fucking hard. Like,
Mm.
fuck, my phone's over there. Um, Don Tolliver, he has, I think, album before his most recent one.
The one with the
Uh,
animated one, the car.
yeah,
The,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
he chopped in, so I guess just chopped and screwed up,
Chop the
whatever.
slap.
Yeah, yeah, chopped and slop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He did that, and bro, that was fucking something else. I didn't realize that just music nowadays could be like just chopped like that.
Yeah,
I didn't really understand it, but now it just makes sense. Like the whole culture thing behind it. And you don't really realize how big of an influence that had until you start growing up and
yeah.
you realize like, hey, damn, this is what kind of just
We're from
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
We're from, like actually, do you know who OG Ron C is?
Nah,
He's
man,
you ever heard of the Chop Stars?
I haven't. If you show
Where
me a picture, I probably would.
they're
I probably would know what you're talking about.
they're a group of DJs that chop and screw. Chop and screw music like right now. And they've been doing it. OG Ron C's been doing it for a long time, ever since like Screw passed. Like they don't call chopped and screw music chopped and screw no more, just like out of respect because Screw is not here no more.
Yeah.
So it's like chopped, not slopped, or slowed and throwed, or so. But OG Ron C and DJ Candlestick, they run a show on OVO Sound Radio on Sundays and Thursdays, and they played one of my singles the other day on that shit. But OG Ron C is like,
Shit.
yeah, bro, he's like a legend when it comes to like chopped and slop shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man. Candlestick hit me Sunday. I was on the river. I was floating the river. He DM'd me and he was like, "Hey, bro, by the way, we're playing your song today on the radio, on OVO Sound Radio, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
from 3 to 5. I read the DM at like 3:30 and I'm on the river and I was like, oh, shit, like throwing my phone around, making sure it's not
Yeah.
going to fall in the water and shit. But yeah, it's crazy like hearing my music chopped and screwed by like somebody of that status was crazy too.
How
So,
was
like,
that? How was that connection made? Like
um,
how do y'all know each other?
Man, I be in Houston a lot. Most of my family's out in Houston. Shout out Dios, shout out my Dios family. But Houston adopted me, man. Like when I started dropping music, my big homie Les, who runs Dios, him and Georgie own Dios. He he found me like a month or two after I started dropping music, and I just started hanging out over there a lot. Thanks to like my best friend G. G started bringing me around that whole clique, and everybody just adopted me. I was around so much that they just fucked with me.
Yeah.
Like at first they fucked with me off the music, and then like we all got to know each other, and it was like now I'm just like everybody a little older than me, so I'm like everybody's a little brother. Everybody think I'm a baby, bro. Like I'm like their little brother. Like they they just look out for me because like whenever I don't have no family in Houston, they're my family. So when I'm over there, they all take me
Yeah.
under their wing type thing. So Les introduced me to a bunch of people, man. He's the one that introduced me to Thug. Like Thug knows me now. Like it's so weird, like growing up listening to Slim Thug and like now
That's
him like
wild. Yeah.
like me like that because
Yeah.
Thug is like Les is to Thug what I am to Les. Like So Les picked me up and is like helping me out a lot because Slim Thug did that for Les. And
Interesting. That's dope though.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so like Bun does that with Les right now. Like Bun B's taking Les under his wing. Anyways, back to that. I be in Houston all the time. One of my good friends, Nate, owns a bar called Rabbit's Got the Gun over there off of Hogan Street in Houston. And my boy G threw an event down there a couple weeks back, and he got DJ Candlestick to DJ the event. And he was DJing with another guy named Scratchy Scratch. And Scratchy is a good friend of ours too. And he was playing a lot of my music throughout the night because it was a Dios themed event. And so he was playing a lot of my music and a lot of Les's music throughout the night. And towards the end of the night, he played like my newest single, and I was already a little lit, you know. And I walk inside the bar, and I was like, just turning up with everybody in there. And it was cool because I walk in the bar and I see other people turning up to it that don't know it's my music, you know. And so just like people that weren't there for the event, they were there for the bar, and like they're turning up to my shit, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. Anyway, so I'm walking up to Scratchy, and I was like, yo, thank you, like that's crazy, like I appreciate you playing my music all night, whatever. Candlestick, I already met him at this point at another event beforehand, but he was like, yo, that's you. I was like, yeah,
Oh
that's
shit.
me. Yeah. He was like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't know you were rapping like that. And Scratchy was like, bro, I've been playing his shit all night. And he was like, for real, like that's him. And I was like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
And he was like, let me get your info. I do the OVO Sound Radio Sundays and Thursdays. Like, I want to get you on there. At the time, like, not to discredit or anything, but like not to discredit myself, but like people say things like that, like let me help you, let me,
Yeah.
So
No,
I mean,
know what you mean.
I didn't think like he really, like, not that he didn't mean it, but like, you know what I'm saying, like, was he really gonna do it? Sure enough, like he hit me with that random DM the other day, and I was like, dude, I'm on the river, like hold up, like so yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's what's up. I was gonna ask you. You mentioned people like were just vibing to the music. Does that ever trip you out? I mean, I know we'll get into the music part right now, but I guess whenever you started, but does that trip you out? Like people just rocking with your music that have no idea who you are?
Man, I like that. I like it a lot more when people don't know who I am and they
Yeah.
fuck with it, you know? Because sometimes, I gotta say this because I gotta say this, but like I know it's good, right? But sometimes when I know, I don't want somebody to fuck with my music because they know me, you know? Or like pretend like they fuck with it just because they're my homie.
Yeah, your home, friends, family. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I first started dropping, it was kind of like, damn, only my homies are showing love. But now that it's at a point where like strangers are showing me love, and like, or I can walk into a function and like it's playing and people fuck with it. That's a good feeling because I'm like, all right, maybe people aren't pretending just to fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know, like that it's obviously like good to them too. So yeah, it's a cool feeling.
Yeah, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You're doing something right, and
Yeah.
it makes it just more. I guess the word is just satisfaction, right? There's satisfaction that comes with people just understanding the music and just
Yeah.
vibing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole reason like I started dropping was because I wanted to hear shit that I wanted to hear. So it's cool that people like it too.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. But then again, well, I guess it's a better question. Were you not hearing the type of music that you're making before you started making music?
I wasn't hearing enough of it.
Gotcha.
I wasn't hearing enough of it. So yeah, like there's a certain niche of like rap that I think I'm affiliated with. And at the time when I had the idea, because I thought about dropping music like a year before I started. And so at that time, I wasn't hearing enough of the sound that's happening right now. And so I was like, I need more of it. Like my favorite artists weren't dropping enough for me.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, I guess I gotta make it.
Yeah.
Like, so
Who's I mean, who's some of your favorite artists?
off top, Les, man, shout out Les. Currency, Dom Kennedy.
Shit, Dom Kennedy's hard, man.
Yeah, bro, Dom, man, I tell Les all the time, bro. Like if it weren't for Nipsey Hussle, Dom, and Les, like I don't know where I would be. Like I've been listening to Les before, like he even knew like I existed, like since I was like in high school, like years ago, like almost 10 years ago type thing. Like so yeah, Dom, Nip, Jay Worthy, really it's just like that West Coast cool like vibing sound.
Yeah.
You know.
I was late to the game on Dom, man.
Really?
I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. I just started listening to him like maybe about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I know he's been around for years, like 10 years, maybe even shit more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was late though. So I started, man, and it's a good thing that he has like he has a catalog. So you can go back to his
catalog.
to his old shit.
I could probably show you stuff that like
I wouldn't even know about.
Nah,
yeah,
bro.
you
Like,
probably could.
I'm a big like he's got mixtapes with with radio hosts,
Okay.
and like they would record there in the like this, but they would just like put beats on and like he would just rap and like
Oh shit.
for
Yeah.
like 10 plus hours at a time, and then we record it and then put it out like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Going back, I guess backtrack. Let's backtrack. Because we were talking about this off air, and it just tripped me out because I don't remember who told. Oh, fucking Roland.
Mm.
Roland
Yeah,
told
yeah,
me that
yeah.
you
That's my motherfucking
yeah,
dog.
we brought you up in a conversation. Then he mentioned that you just started, not just started, but you recently just started making music.
Mhm.
So when exactly, I guess, was your first music drop?
Um, it was Keep It P. I dropped Keep It P as a single back in August of 2020.
So
Yeah,
that's about,
almost 2 years
yeah,
now.
almost 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, almost 2 years ago.
Do you think that, I guess you're, I don't know if it, well, I might as well just say it. But do you think you're late to the rap game, or you think you're just this time was the perfect time for you?
I think, yeah, it's perfect timing. Yeah, perfect timing. Man, back to Nip. I feel like sometimes perfect timing might feel like I'm too late.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nip says that. But I think it was perfect timing, man. Like I feel like I have a lot of time left too. Like there's all kinds of shit I can still do.
Yeah.
So
If you don't mind, shit, how old are you, bro?
how old am I?
Yeah, yeah, how are you?
26.
26.
Yeah, 26.
The only reason why I say late is because you have people making music early, 15
Oh
years
yeah.
old, like
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
people
yeah.
out there. And I mean, to an extent, it's pretty decent depending on who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, but I think when you're making music at this age, and whoever making music at the age middle 20s, maybe even 30s, you just have a lot more experience. And you have a lot more shit to talk about, and you're not just making up. I mean, when you're 15, what are you really gonna rap about? You know what I mean? Like you haven't really gone through shit. Yeah, you haven't even
Yeah.
finished high school.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to ask you that, because I wanted to see what your answer was. But I mean, that's my whole perception on it, is like you have a ton of shit to actually fucking talk about, experiences that most people, the younger people, haven't gone through, that you can fucking rap about.
Yeah.
So it's always good.
Yeah.
What's why 2020? I mean, after the pandemic,
Oh
were you
man.
just
It was like mid pandemic when I recorded that. So I was locked in up in Austin, and I was working my job up there, and I was just bored as hell.
yeah
I was just bored, and I knew for years, like I said earlier, like I've been dabbling with music, so like I've always planned, like I've always been like, well, if I were to do it, this is how I would do it. Like that's how I always was, bro. Like
that's interesting, yeah.
yeah, like I always had a plan. Like I would we were even talking about it on the way over here. Like I had a budget for it even before I thought about dropping again. Like I'm gonna spend this much on this. I'm gonna spend this much on this. I'm gonna spend this much on that. Like whether it be studio time, beats and licensing, media, videos, pictures. Like I had a budget for everything, and then I had a schedule for everything. I'd be like, all right, well, this is how when I would drop this. This is how I would drop that. This is how I would, So like I was just bored. Like I was in the
Yeah.
what was that Tiger song? I'm bored in the house.
Yeah,
And I'm in
yeah,
the house
yeah.
bored. Like I was like legit, like just bored. And like I said, I was working all the time, and I just had all this extra bread, and it got to a point where I have all this extra bread, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with all
Yeah.
this? So, um, I didn't get into stocks and all that shit at that time. So like, I legit, bro, I didn't know what to do. Like I was just so bored
Yeah.
that got in the studio.
Why budget? Why would like, why budget? Because most people, I mean, they just let's
Man,
do this, and then if expenses come through, then they come through.
I'd give you all my sauce, but I got
Keep it, bro.
yeah.
Keep
If there's
it.
rappers listening, y'all
Yeah.
want to know, I can give y'all a little crash course, but yeah, I'll tell you in a little
Nah,
bit.
that's all up to you,
Yeah,
bro.
but I mean, you gotta have a plan. I'll say that you gotta have a
Yeah.
plan, because going back to like being older and like having more experience with just life in general. When I make my music, I have the mindset of everything I make or everything I put out, everything I release, because I make a lot more than I release.
Yeah.
So anything I release, I need it to be timeless. And I got that theme from my favorite rappers we were just talking about. Because I feel like you can go back and listen to the rappers I like Dom. Take Dom, for
Yeah.
instance. I could show you old Dom songs from like 10 years ago that would be brand new to you right now, and you're going to listen to 10 years from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they're timeless. Like you'll always be able to listen to them. And so like that's how I've been trying to approach all my music is like I need it to be timeless. Like I need whatever I make to be that way. And the only way to do that is to have quality of everything, like high quality everything. And the only way to do that is to spend money. And the only way to smartly spend money is with a budget. So
Yeah. Yeah, it makes fucking sense.
yeah.
I forgot who posted this. This was like either today or yesterday, but they were talking about how it's crazy you say that. You want to make timeless music because if you don't, the people that you might making music for, the audience, they're gonna grow up.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
they're gonna grow up. So like the music that they're listening to 5, 10 years, they're not gonna be listening to anymore. So if it's timeless, they are gonna be listening to it.
Yeah.
So that's crazy you say it because I literally just saw this. I forgot who fucking posted it out. Yeah, if I don't, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But man, that's crazy, crazy, crazy. I just trips me out, bro, because you just been doing it for like less than 2 years, and the
Yeah.
style of music is there, and that's why I think that I really wanted you to be on the I guess this podcast is because I mean, we were talking off air. Is like your style is different from most people. You there's actually lyrics that you can understand, and I guess it goes back to the timeless thing. What did I say off air? But story, like you have a
Oh,
story
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whenever you're in the music, and most people just putting words together and just making it like just bullshit melody type things.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, that's what I gravitate to. That's the music that I'm listening to. That's the music
For sure.
that plays on the fucking car, that plays on my home pod at home. Like
Hell yeah.
that's the shit that I like. So how did you even come up with this style of music? Was it just the influences that you were just talking about?
Yeah, it was definitely just the influences. The influences and like the influences of my influences. So like I came up like the rap I was listening to was like old Texas shit and old Southern shit, like, you know, uh, ATL shit, Master P,
Yeah, yeah.
like the Outcast, um, on top of all the Texas stuff. So when I started like when the blog era hit and I had Hot New Hip Hop and Dat Piff and all that, I was able to like expand from Texas music and listen to Wiz, Currency, Nip, Dime, Big Crit, Smoke DZA, like all them cool rappers at the time. I got to like start listening to them, and so that was probably when I was in like ninth, 10th grade. So listening to them heavy, they rap about their favorite rappers. You know, like they'll
Yeah,
shout out their favorite rappers. The way I shout out my favorite rappers, they
yeah,
shout out theirs. And so when they would do that, I would go back and listen to their favorite rappers. And listening to them like put me on to so much game too.
yeah,
So I mean, like, man, Les or Dom, like Les talks about listening to Thug and Pimp C all the time. And so there's days when times like a couple days at a time, all I'll listen to is like Pimp or all I'll listen to is Slim Thug. Go back to Dom, like Dom put me on to listening to DJ Quick all the time or DJ Battle Cat all the time. Like,
yeah,
and so going back and listening to those and then just like picking that up and it's like, damn, that's where they got that from. That's where they, so having that and then and just being where I'm from, man, like being from here in the South and like Zero, bro, like Zero is like my favorite rapper of all time.
that's what I was just about to ask you.
Bro, Zero is like
Yeah.
dog. So like, and I think that's probably where like my clearness of like my delivery and my lyrics come from is because no matter how fast or how crazy or like however whatever melody Zero was rapping, you could always understand him.
Yeah.
Like, and he could put like the craziest words together. And my favorite thing I was telling somebody the other day is like Ro never does not never, but he didn't really have like a lot of like punchlines and metaphors. It was just him like talking to you. Like Jay-Z, like you could take a Jay-Z verse or a Zero verse and like say it out loud and it sounds like you're talking to someone.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's always been like my favorite kind of shit. So that's kind of how I want to approach my shit too, is like when you're listening to me like in the car or something, it's like I'm there with you, like talking to you type thing. So
Crazy, man. I don't think anybody's ever said that before.
Bruh,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
That's wild.
yeah.
You have it's weird. It's not weird, but it's just interesting that you have a real deep understanding of music, and it makes sense because I mean I'm sure you've just done a ton of fucking research, right?
Yeah,
I guess
yeah, yeah.
that's what you would call it,
That's what you
research.
call it, just
Yeah,
listening to it.
yeah. I think that's the easiest thing to come by is just a ton of research when it comes to it, and then you just at a point in time where you thought it was maybe not the right time, the right time, you just jumped into it, and then yeah. Did you ever think it was gonna be like this? Like this quick?
Man, no. Hell
Crazy,
no.
right?
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I say that almost every day that there's something every day I do something rap related, I always say that. I'm like, I never thought it was gonna happen this fast. Not that I never thought it was gonna happen, but I
Yeah.
never thought it would happen this fast. And it's like, dude, Les brought me out on stage back in March for this show, right? So I was on like a little mini Texas tour.
Mhm.
Les brought me the last show I did that week was in Houston, and Les was on a show with Two Chainz, Slim Thug, Dom Kennedy, Mona Leo, and another rapper from Houston. And so Les is performing, and man, even cooler fun fact. So Les is he's rapping, and there's a second mic next to our DJ, and I Les doesn't mess up, but he just so happened to miss one line because he was catching his breath, and I caught it, and I was like, damn, can't let that happen again. So I grabbed the mic and I started doing his background vocals for him, and he looked back at me and he was like. Yeah, it was like, yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I know your music.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But anyway, so he brought me out he was like, man, I need a break real quick. So he took his little drink break, and he was like, I'm gonna bring my little bro out, boom, boom. So he brought me out for his set. And so I did Keep It P, and then he performed and whatever. We got off stage, and then we actually went to Dom's green room. We kicked it with Dom and Nico G4 and shit. That was like one of the craziest feelings because I've been listening to Nico only like a year older than me, 2 years older than me. Shout out Nico, he's actually the homie. But I've been listening to him, Dom, and Les for like ever. And I remember standing in that room and being around all of them and just like, damn, I didn't think it was gonna happen this fast. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Man, yes, I've had encounters like that too, and it's just like you have a out of body experience where you're just like looking up at yourself and like
yeah,
seeing everybody in the fucking room. You're like, damn, this shit is really fucking
it's really
happening
happening.
right now.
Yeah, and you got to make it. You got the OBE is got to be quick. Like
Yeah,
you got to come back quick because you can't be too starstruck. Like because
yeah,
you're in there for a reason. Like I was in there because I'm a rapper, because I'm an artist, because of my work. So I can't be in there like
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Just fanboying out. Yeah,
Yeah, so I had to appreciate the moment real quick and then come back and
yeah,
just chill, be who I was.
yeah. It always trips me out. I haven't talked about this I guess this topic in a while. I guess just being a fan. I guess nowadays people just think of it as weird or just we'll leave that for
Yeah,
a different day.
yeah.
Yeah, just
No,
weird
exactly.
whenever you just being a fan of somebody else. And it's just like, how are you not a fan, especially if they're just so great at something they do? It's just why? Like,
It's like cooler to be a hater these days. I don't
yeah,
understand
yeah,
it. It's like a personality trait to be a hater.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why it's weird to be a fan of something. I think it's weird to like dick ride somebody. I apologize for
Nah, you're good,
I don't mean to
bro.
cuss. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm not supposed to cuss, but yeah, I think it's weird to like do that. Like that kid that got arrested in Atlanta for telling the DA he was gonna kill them over the thug
Oh
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like that's like too much. All right, like relax, dude. Like
yeah,
you fanning a little too hard. But like to be a fan of somebody, like pay for somebody's work. Pay if you like that artist, pay for the album. It's not like $12, $13. Like pay for the show tickets. Retweet their stuff, repost their stuff. Like if you're a fan, like or if you enjoy their work, like let the world know. Like people that gatekeep shit.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Bro, why are you gatekeep? Like, man, there's people. My homie hit me the other day. He was like, I caught my homie Shazamming your music in the car the other day, and I had to turn it down. And I was like, man, why are you doing that? Like,
Yeah,
don't gatekeep me. Like, I'm not there yet. Wait till I got hella bread and then gatekeep me. But like, don't do me like that.
yeah. I've always. It's just weird, man. Sometimes the shit that people come up with, or yeah, the fan thing. I've never really been a fucking. I mean, if it has good work, if you can tell, because I always I don't know if it's just me or just people that I look up to, but I can always tell when someone just has a passion for what they're fucking doing,
For sure.
versus like if they're just doing it for
Yeah.
whatever. And you can tell, like it's just I don't know, it's just little shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, little shit, especially on social media. And then it's even weirder is social media, and then you come in person, it's like two different people.
Yeah.
That's a crazy shit. That I didn't realize that was a thing until I started doing this. And I,
Yeah.
I was mentioning you two off air. Uh, about the whole people having like just one word phrases whenever I would ask them questions.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I would the problem I would come into is just people not being who they portray to be on social media.
For sure.
And then I started to realize, like, damn, man, is I don't think social media is real
Oh,
to an extent.
absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
it's a different world, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until, like I said, until I started doing this. I've
Yeah.
always thought social media was just a place where people can go and I guess it started really getting into the I guess the part where not everybody sees whenever influencers started to come on the scene.
Yeah.
So it just always tripped me out. But
Yeah.
right now, working on any music?
Oh yeah, man. We were just talking about that on the way over here. Yeah, we're finna drop something soon, real soon. Man, it's the summertime.
Yeah.
My jeweler posted a meme yesterday, and it was 2 days ago. I was at the river, and it's Squidward when he's looking through the blinds.
Yeah, I know exactly
And
what you're
you see
talking about.
SpongeBob and Patrick having fun and shit. And he was like, "This is me watching Banco from Texas at the river every day." But
Yeah.
yeah, I've been at the river like man every other day since summer started, and so I feel like that's pushed me a lot more back into making music or making different music, making a different sound, not a totally different sound, but just something different than what I've been making. And I haven't dropped a project since January, so I'll drop something else soon, real soon.
So I was talking to someone about this, but there oh no, it was a fucking tweet. It was a tweet. I saw this like maybe a year or 2 years ago
Mm.
where there was like someone asked a question and they were saying how do is it bad to put timelines on projects or albums or goals or whatever? Is it weird? Is it bad to do that?
Man, I feel like was it somebody locally here that was talking about it?
Um, yeah, I think so. I don't know. I would have to look it up, bro.
Because I think I responded to it and I was talking about it with them too. But
You probably did.
I don't remember my answer at the time, and this may conflict with what I'm saying. So yes and no. So if you have an idea for something, don't put a if you have an idea for a project, don't put a timeline on it. But if you have a project ready to go, or if you're working on a project, yes, absolutely. You need to work on a timeline. If you don't, you're never gonna finish it.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna keep pushing the timeline back, or you're gonna keep pushing the deadline back. And then for what? Like eventually you're the boy who cried wolf. And then nobody wants to like say I do that, say I push back an album like 2, 3 times. People are just gonna be like, bro, I'm not that important yet. I'm not who can do that is Drake.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
Drake can do that. I can't do that. Like I don't have millions of people listening to me. Like I need to move on to the next one. Cause like the more time I spend trying to perfect this, that's time I could have used working on the next thing that's gonna be better than the last. Because you personally, I feel like my next project's always better than my last one. So why am I gonna waste time on the current one when I could just get started on the next one too? So just put it out. I tell that to all creatives, all my homies that are doing something creative, like just put it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because like,
because you never know.
dude,
Yeah.
like
The next one can be it.
bro.
Yeah.
I think of that. There's like a picture, and it's that guy mining towards diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Or the
about?
last thing
Yeah, and he
I know
just
what you're
gives up, and it's like I think about that almost every day because it's like you could give up, and you didn't know that if you would have just sent tweet on that tweet tomorrow, or if you would have just wrapped up that project today and posted it tomorrow, like you don't know,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you don't know who's watching either.
Oh,
Because there's someone might be watching and they just might know that somebody and it just all connects at one point in time.
yeah,
And that's what I've learned too with this is a lot of especially in San Antonio that I feel like to an extent everybody knows everybody.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And it's pretty cool, especially the creatives, because I've seen the creative scene, whether if you're doing music, this, businesses, fucking painting, lifting, like gym, just it's just all a creative thing. And it
yeah,
comes back to um, putting shit out on social media. And I think that's where the creative part comes out. And it's just pretty cool to see people come together, especially in a city that I've always said is underrated.
hmm
It's pretty fucking dope, man.
yeah,
But you never know. Yeah, you never fucking know if it's that next thing is gonna be it.
yeah.
So it's always cool, man. Shit. I know you said you're gonna release music, but any shows coming up?
Man, crazy you say that. So I think I got something going on in LA. I got to double check with the promoter and my DJ and Shay and see what's going on. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's like a wrestling match themed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so in LA, so it's gonna
Oh
be
shit.
pretty cool. One of the homies that makes music like with the same producers as me and shit like that, he's gonna be on it. So yeah, if that goes through July 1st, I'm gonna be in LA, and then sometime at the end of July, there's gonna be some kind of like Legends having a show, so we're gonna be down there, have that going on. But I'm really selective about my performances, my shows and stuff. So
You said you are?
hmm
Why is that?
um, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. Not that I don't like performing, because I love performing,
Yeah.
but I don't want to come out and perform for.
Like just Joe Blow strangers.
Yeah,
Like I know what you mean.
like not that it's almost contradictory to what we were just saying
Yeah.
about like
Yeah. I know what you
you
mean.
never know who's gonna be in the crowd, but to me it's also kind of just like ah man, everything's expensive right now, bro. Like if I'm not getting something out of going, or if you're not paying me
Yeah.
something to go, like I I put a lot of money into music. I can't just show up and perform and
Yeah.
hope someone sees it. Like I don't know. I'm very selective about that kind of stuff.
No, I get it. And it's one of those things too. I would think, I don't know, maybe you can say right or wrong to this. Show up to something and it might be two or three fans that actually really rock with your music, and everybody else might not know who you are, and it's just like
hmm
I don't know. I've always thought of that. That's a weird situation to put yourself in.
That's a weird feeling for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I'll I'll do it. Like certain things, like I did a South by show during the week of South by Southwest, and um, it was like that. No one in the crowd knew who I was, so it was kind of like I was having. It was a literal like pitch. You have to pitch yourself. Like that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
at my point where I'm at in my career is like any kind of show I do right now, unless I'm headlining it, which I haven't done. I'm pitching myself at the crowd and trying to convince them to like me.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't think it's hard, but I think the area of Texas I'm in, or just the area in general I'm in, is like my sound isn't popular here. It's a totally different sound of music or hip hop that goes on here. And so it's harder to pitch that sound at a crowd. They might fuck with it for like a little bit, but they like other music.
What's I mean, you mentioned your sound earlier, and I was
Mhm.
gonna ask you earlier, but I forgot. Now that you said it again, what's your sound like? What do you consider your sound to be?
Cool.
Nah, that's
Cool.
straight up.
Yeah, cool. Chill, man. Just like I think that's the best way I could say it. It's cool. Um, palm trees and pasta, like that's the type of shit that I be rapping about. So like it's heavy on it's heavy on like synths and keys. Whereas like I think the hip hop or in the rap around here is like heavy on like 808s and bass and
Yep.
melodies. And it's just a totally different sound. I think my sound is just like if we had dope beaches in Texas, that's what my music sounds like. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah,
That's a good point, man.
yeah.
That's a good point. I guess is that why you fucking close to Houston? Like you have a good relationship with Houston or the people within Houston,
Um,
even though they're not really on the.
yeah,
I
they're
mean
close to. Shout
Galveston,
out
but
Galveston.
yeah,
Shout out Galveston. Nah, I don't think so. I think I'm just really close with everybody in Houston because they love me. They loved me right away. Like shout out San Antonio, but I feel like I always had something to prove in San Antonio. Like they love me here in San Antonio. Like all the creatives I fuck with here, they fuck with me
yeah.
now. But like at first it was like from New Braunfels.
Fuck is that?
Yeah,
I mean,
so like
everybody knows this, but it's just like you don't really hear people coming out of New Braunfels with music like that. Yeah,
saying you're a rapper from New Braunfels is a little harder, like
yeah,
getting respect. Whereas like in Houston, they just like welcome me with open arms. Now the people I fuck with here, like the creatives here in San Antonio that fuck with me, they're like
yeah,
the homies, like
yeah.
homies.
How important was the I guess the arm opening, like Houston accepting you right away? How important was that?
I didn't see it for what it was at the time. Looking back at it now, it was like an arm opening, but at the time, it was more so just being friends
Yeah,
and just I didn't really see it as like them accepting me into their culture, you know. Whereas, like that's how I look at it now. Like they really let me in, Like I'm very appreciative of that because like if someone started rapping from New Braunfels right now, they couldn't do the same thing. They couldn't go to Houston and get that same kind of love. You know what I mean? Like I've had 2 release parties in Houston now that I've dropped projects,
Mhm.
and people like hella people show up that I've never met in like a city was never going to before until music and shit. So it's crazy. It means a lot to me. Like it was like it's to this day. Like I love Houston. Like I posted that on my story the other day. I was like, "This is from New Braunfels down in H Town." Like
Yeah.
like those are always gonna be like very pivotal to me.
I wanna give a shout out to Dios, man, because I think whenever I started following you a couple months ago, maybe last year,
Hmm.
um, and then I just peeped that you kind of got into the scene with Dios, and man, I guess the logo as far as the Old English, would you say
Hmm.
that the logo is?
Yeah.
That shit's timeless, bro. I didn't
Oh.
realize how fucking dope you can put pieces together with that lettering
Hmm.
until I saw that shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, This is something. This is something different that you don't really see." I mean, maybe I haven't seen it, but this is something that I've peeped from that brand. It's just like they're putting something together that I've personally never seen before. And
Hmm.
it's always it's dope to see that because you have the Old English that's been around forever that people have tried to mimic and actually do something, but then you're seeing it come to life with this. And
Hmm.
then people that obviously have fucking passion with it and they're putting together this fucking brand and it's just like you can see it. It's definitely gonna be something
And it's a
different.
black and brown business.
Yeah.
So like that being a thing too is crazy. Like I stopped wearing like I just wrapped up the other day, but like I stopped wearing designer a while back. Like all I wear now is like my homie shit because that's designer to me. Like they're designing it. Why can't I treat it the same way? So but yeah, like the old English, the actual logo is like handmade. It was like it wasn't just like some font.
Yeah, no,
Like
yeah.
they had the font customized and shit like that.
I just
So
wanted to paraphrase it.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like going back to them being like how like timeless that
Yeah.
is like they like legit like or how attention to quality they pay. Like they actually went and customized that old English. Like because like you said, like people try and redo that all the time, but it just has that certain look. Like you look at the logo and it's like,
Yeah.
damn, that's actually clean.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's why I've seen it. And then
mhm,
they put that together with Houston and then
yeah,
the lowrider scene and the cars they have and like it's
mhm.
just bro, it's crazy how it just all comes together. I've been peeping that shit for a while now. It's just like that is fucking dope.
It's crazy.
That's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, super crazy.
Shit will end with this, man. I know you mentioned it earlier, but I guess I would ask again. Shit, don't even have to be music, bro, but just anybody being creative. What's a piece of advice you can give them?
Um, man, drop it. Whatever you're working on and you're scared to drop, just put it out and just move on to the next thing. I promise it's not gonna hurt. 2, don't stop. Like, don't stop. Think about where you were like a year ago. Even if it was a better place than you're at now, you could top that. But think about square one. You're not there no more. So just keep it pushing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shit. Well, what's your handles, man? Well, I personally know it, but I mean, if you want to say what your handles for everybody.
Yeah, Banco from Texas is at BANCOFROMTX. My YouTube is Saved by the Bank Records. That's where all my videos are at. And yeah, producers holler at me. I'll give you my email.
Real quick, because I forgot. This was actually a fucking question. Banco, how'd you come up with that, man?
Oh man, my homies were calling me that like my senior year of high school. As we were getting out of high school, I was listening to man, it's crazy. I've never said this to anybody like on an interview or like a podcast or anything. But I'm a big fan of the Cool Kids.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Cool Kids is Chuck English and Sir Michael Rocks. And so Sir Michael Rocks' other alias was Banco. And I was listening to him a lot. And so because I was listening to him a lot, my homies were calling me that. And it just stuck.
Stuck.
Yeah, it just stuck.
Interesting, bro. I always like to figure out shit like that. It's just
Yeah.
curious. I'm just curious because
So
yeah. But shit, man, this was fucking dope, man. I appreciate you coming all the way from New Braunfels, Austin, wherever you came
yeah,
from.
thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely got to run this
appreciate you.
back. Yeah, we're gonna get a for sure a new studio. Shit. Next time you should drop in music. Next time you're dropping a
Yeah.
project, need some, bro. Let me know. We'll come back to this shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's
Yeah,
get it.
Banco, Banco from Texas. All social media. I'll drop. You got a website?
I don't. I need to
No,
work on that. Lacking.
no worries, man. I'll put your directories or your Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. I'll put that in link in the description so you can check out the music. But yeah, man, appreciate you. Appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I know it's been tough times. We yeah, sooner or later I'll start dropping weekly. But man, until next time, peace.